last section, that is the nucleotides. What are nucleotides? Nucleotides are of two different kinds. There is DNA and RNA. DNA stands for the term deoxyribose, and RNA stands for the term ribose nucleic acid. So RNA and DNA are the shorthand abbreviation of these two nucleotides. Each nucleotide is composed of these three parts. It must have a sugar, that is over here. It must have a nitrogenous base, that is shown here in blue. And the third component that it must have is a phosphate sugar. So together, the three parts together are going to form one DNA or one RNA molecule. Now, which DNA and which RNA is formed depends on, actually, I'm going to go ahead and see if I have a slide on that. No, I don't. So I'm going to go back over here. Now, DNA and RNA are of two different kinds. There is, each of the the nitrogenous bases are of four different kinds. So that will result in variation of DNA. You can have adenine nucleotide, guanine, cytosine, thymine, and these abbreviation of A, G, C, and T are used for that. In ribose, for those of you who've had biology, I want to make sure you find out that it's got A, C, G, and U. U and T are replaced in one or the other. So these are the four nucleotides for nitrogenous bases that will comprise the DNA or the RNA of a cell. The functions of nucleotides are abundant, but its main function is that it is important as the genetic code. They're both codes. One stores the code and the other one helps to form a protein with, so it's got a link between the, if I put it this way, you've got a DNA over here, and then DNA directs its synthesis of a protein, but the direction is carried out by RNA. So DNA is going to form some kind of RNA which will help to form proteins. Besides this important function, another function of DNA is that it also sometimes is used for energy usage. For example, one of the nucleotides, which is the adenine, is present in a currency molecule, which is ATP. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate, which is a part of the ATP, which is the currency of the cell. Okay, here it is. This is what I was looking for. I was looking for the nucleotides over here, and you can see the four different nucleotides shapes are over here. These two are the adenine and the guanine, that you can see the two ring structures, and these are the one ring structures, and these are the pyrimidine nucleotides, which are cytosine and thymine and uracil. The purine nucleotides are adenine and guanine. Don't worry about the words that I'm using. Purines are usually the two ring nucleotide, and pyrimidine is the one ring nucleotide, which is the smaller nucleotide over here would be pyrimidine, and these would be purine. Okay, so that pretty much explains a little bit about the functions of the nucleotide. Now let's conclude this topic with the differentiation between DNA and RNA. DNA is always double-stranded, always encodes information, and it does that by forming, guiding to form proteins. RNA usually is a single strand molecule, and there are different kinds of RNA. In particular, there are three kinds of RNA, and DNA. And one another thing, during protein synthesis, it uses DNA and forms proteins and something else, and we will see that over a couple of chapters, the topic of protein synthesis. So here is your DNA forming the RNA, which is forming the protein. Now this little arrow that's shown over here, this depicts that the DNA can also replicate and make copies and keep on making its own copy, which would be needed for during cell division or cell reproduction. But in order for DNA to form protein, it goes through, here's the DNA of a cell that's within the nucleus, and the information that it's passed is passed through the various kinds of RNA. So hopefully you've got a good sense of the four major macromolecules in this chapter. This chapter is pretty much one of the key chapters in biochemistry or molecular biology. So make sure you go and review this chapter and get a good sense of the way the different complex molecules, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids, and carbohydrates were synthesized. So I'm going to conclude right now, and we will listen to another lecture later on. Don't forget to attempt your weekly quiz.